Tell me about gamification. Because when I think about art, the last thing I would think about is games. Or when I think about legacy art, I don't see a bunch of people playing games. And yet you're all about the gamification inside LiveArt. So tell me about that.
Not just inside, but also outside. As a very, very important part of our strategy. So the gamification is all about getting people to do what you think is good for them without them necessarily realizing it, with them just having fun.
Right.
So they're just having fun, they're playing games. All games have in-game purchases, or except that right now, what do people purchase within the games? They purchase, I don't know, the various, game assets, the shields, the clothes, the fashion items, whatever they play, whatever they get. Well, they could also get shards of art that have some utility within the game. So that's basically the idea. It's not the only distribution channel, but it's a very interesting distribution channel because there are lots of people who are playing games, and those people are buying things within the game, and those things have sometimes, I would say, questionable value, but they're still buying them. So why not buy things within the games that have provable value, that have actual value to you, and that value is sustainable, right? So that's the overall idea. And so we have some of the games that we have been publishing ourselves. I talked about those before. So things like where people get used to this asset class and get used to the artists, the prices, and the images. But what we are doing now is we are taking these shards, these pieces of Warhols and Basquiat's, and we are incorporating them into other people's games. So that ideally, whenever you play any game out there in any gaming ecosystem, one of the things that you can purchase within the game is a piece of Warhol. Why not? Right? And then you become an owner of that Warhol, and you can do something with that morsel of Warhol or shard, potentially even within that same game, as well as outside the game.
Okay.
So only possible within Web3. So it's a very kind of all that Web3 gaming that makes everything composable is really the underlying enabling technology for such a distribution channel for shards of art, or, by the way, theoretically, shards of any other real-world asset, right? It doesn't have to be art. So we just happen to be specialists in art, and this is what we do for now. And it's a huge asset class. That's a $2 trillion, worth of value to bring to Web3. But theoretically, you could buy other tangible items in games. It doesn't have to be art. So that's something else we're thinking about.
Right, and I want to cover that for sure. But you're also doing the Telegram game yourself. You said emerging artists are coming out all the time. You have a content funnel kind of in the beginning as well. So you have all these different ways of engaging with a varied audience. Some that have a lot to spend, some that have very little to spend, some that are just learning or consuming content.
That's exactly right. The vision is to have anybody who is interested in art, either as an art curious person, or as a hardcore art collector, or as a trader, or as an investor, it doesn't matter. And at any price point, from free, it's how games are free, all the way to quite pricey, for that NFTs and ordinals by famous artists, and from anywhere in the Web3 landscape, from any chain, has a home somewhere within our ecosystem. So no matter what the price range, what the level of interest in art, and what chain you're coming from. So there's something for you. Either it would be, the games, or it would be some of the things that we publish within LiveArt Labs, which is our own projects, or it would be the shards of famous paintings by masterpieces by famous artists, or it could be NFTs and ordinals by famous artists who are extending their practice into Web3. Whatever the case may be, there is something there for you.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
And if you don't know the blockchain, you're just coming from the Web 2 world, you can engage as well. You can come on there and learn and not know you're yet looking at blockchain stuff.
Yeah. So this is where we come to the next billion people coming in.
Right.
So I think that's why I think this is this Trojan horse. Art is the Trojan horse that can bring the next billion people into Web3. It's precisely why. Because those not yet enlightened people or have the same, they also have interest in art, right? And a way to capture it is through this ecosystem that we have built. So absolutely, I think that this is the tip of the spear in bringing this next billion people into Web3 is art.
And so on Telegram, for example, they're playing these games, they're learning, they're tapping, there's rewards. A lot of those people probably really aren't on Web3 yet. They're using the Messenger, and all of a sudden they can play and see it. Do they get like LiveArt points or things like that? Is there a way to kind of bring them on?
They do. They have the points. And by the way, they're not just playing games. They're doing on-chain interactions. The majority of the people who play in the games do on-chain interactions on Ton or potentially on other chains that are connected to the Telegram game. Currently, it's just Ton for us. So those people, and obviously, in order to do on-chain interactions, you have to have a wallet. So all of those folks who are just Telegram users, now through the magic of Telegram and Ton and how they've constructed the ecosystem, which is very impressive, they now have a wallet and they're doing on-chain transactions. And so now all of these opportunities in Web3 are open to them, potentially to, 900 million users?
Yeah,
this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be others. It's like there are many on-ramps within the Web3 ecosystem that are opening up to onboard this next billion en masse. But the question is, it's like we always talk about it, right? Let's onboard the next billion. Here, there is like 900 million people on Telegram, and let's just bring them all in. Okay, but what are they going to do? That's the question, right? Yes, we have the technology to do it. That's nice. Yes, we know how to give them wallets. That's cool. Yes, we know how to connect those wallets to their Telegram account. Fantastic. But what are they going to do? We need to give them things to do, things to own, use cases that are compelling to them. And that's basically what I think is the next big chunk of work ahead of us, right? And that's why we are so focused on creating, these high quality things that people can own, trade, enjoy, interact with, engage with. Because the Web3 and the whole crypto community right now doesn't just need new users. It needs something for those users to do. And that's basically, to me, strategically, in terms of growth of the crypto community and maybe even its very survival, is the most important thing.
I agree with you. So we need you to be successful to save the rest of the industry effectively.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.